I'm Linda Eckert, and welcome to Accounting 272X. I'm going to be your guide for the next 8 weeks on this little journey. And since I thought this was an online class, I thought, well, maybe you'd like to get to know me a bit. So I'm going to walk through the start page, or what they call Getting Started Here module, just to kind of give you an idea of my thoughts about the course and give you some extra hints as we go through it. Also, I'm going to do a really short overview of Lesson 1, so I can go through that with you and we can kind of get used to the material together. So here we go. This is our home page, course home page. Really nice graphic. We can thank Doug for that. He's done a really great job helping me get this all put together. Let's kind of go over this instructor information to begin with. I have we're online obviously, so there's no office. My office hours are when you need me. So what it amounts to is I'm fairly well on call to you. Anytime after 9 p.m. I am offline, but I still receive messages, so if something urgent comes up, I should be able to grab it. My email here at the college is leckert@unionky.edu. We don't want you to really use that much. We would prefer that you use a private thread that is in each one of the lessons. And the private thread is right here. If you click on this, it will take you to a forum, and you'll think, oh my goodness, I don't want everybody to see this. Well, this is a private forum, and it's just set up to go between you and I, and everybody has one. It's your private page. So if you have questions, use that private thread forum. Another thing I've set up is a meeting room for us. So if we get into a bind or there's several questions, I can do a tutor session in this online meeting room. And I'll probably do a video on that in a bit just to show you how to use that. It's very easy to use and I really enjoy it. The only thing you have to have if you want to for me to see you would be a webcam. And I think most of your computers have those now. But you can do it without a webcam, and as long as you have a microphone, you'll still be able to talk. You'll be able to see me. So this is the home page, and the home page, this part of the home page shows up throughout the lesson plan, so you're never lost. And as you scroll down, here's our Getting Started module. So you'll click on this. And again, it'll take you, you'll see you'll have my instructor information. It's always there for you. You've got the private thread. And we've added one more forum, and that's specifically for the Getting Started module. So if you have questions or concerns about this module, you can come here and post a question. So let's kind of look at the instructions for getting started. Each one of these, you're just going to go right down the line. It's really set up very nicely, and it works very quickly. Instructions for getting started. This whole week, this first day, everything is all about getting to know each other, getting comfortable with each other. We're going to have students coming and going. We're going to be very flexible the first couple of weeks. The one thing you want to be very, very sure of, though, is that you do a substantial assignment in the first week so that you don't get it dropped administratively from the class. So just logging in doesn't get it. You have to do a substantial assignment to stay in the class. As you read through this, probably one of the really biggest things that is so important here is understanding how much discipline it takes to stay in an online class. Even though you're not meeting, you need to set aside time just for this class. You need to get into that habit. What is equally as important right now is this is an 8-week class. So it's a double up time. That's sort of like taking 2 classes the amount of work that 2 classes would take. So we're going to move through the course. We're going to be doing 2 sessions, 2 chapters a week. So that means you really have to stay on top of it. Typically, that's looking at least, oh goodness, let's say 14 to 15 hours each week just spent on this course. So make sure you put time aside for it. The other thing is that if you need help, please get a hold of me immediately. Email me, or not email me, but use the private forum or some type of contact so that I can help you. So those are the instructions for getting started. Again, be self-disciplined and don't get behind, because once you do, boy, you're just in trouble. Let's look at the course syllabus. Now, course syllabus, I haven't got this filled out. Obviously, it's an online class, and our classroom's online. My name is Linda Eckert. We'll use the meeting room sort of as our telephone or our ability if you really need to talk to me and hear my voice type thing. And then you have my email, but I really prefer that you use the thread, the private thread. So this is our book. The book is electronic online, and it shows up in each lesson. So all you have to do is click on the textbook, and I'll show you that link. You can buy a hard copy if you wish. The online copy is very good. I've been reading through it, so it's just what your preferences are. Our objectives are to look at business accounting. We're going to look at the concepts, the principles. You've probably heard of GAAP. We're going to learn how to prepare financial statements, an income statement, a statement of retained earnings, a balance sheet, and a cash flow. All business financial information or recording that you'll need to know as a manager. We're going to learn to analyze those statements, and we're going to look at internal controls. You've heard a lot about the scandals, accounting scandals. Well, that kind of wraps around the right internal controls. So we'll kind of look at that, not as much depth as I would like, but you'll get an overview of it. And we'll look at partnerships, and then we'll look at international accounting versus the U.S. accounting. And believe it or not, they are different. And in our world today, as we expand and become global companies, we're going to need to know those differences. So we're going to look at those. Communication. Okay, we've got assignment and activity feedback. I'm going to try to get it graded as soon as you turn it in. In fact, I'll make a deal with you. If you turn it in early, before that due date, I will grade it, I will review it, and send it back to you for revision, and we'll start all over again, and that way you'll be able to understand your mistakes. So, here's a little bit of incentive. We're going to use that private thread forum, as I've discussed, and if anybody, you have to have, if you have a learning disability or something that requires accessibility attention, you need to go through the Director of Student Support Services. Please plan ahead. Sometimes we can't avoid internet or technology issues, but always have a plan B, In fact, when you do your introduction discussion board, tell me what your plan B is if something happens to your internet connection. Once you're prepared for it, it never happens. This is just typical. I'm sure you folks have read this over and over and over again. We do look at student participation, so if you're not on the website, if you're not in the course, if you're not responding to discussion boards, you're not participating. So, and you'll find me to be a very hands-on instructor, so I'm usually in there. I'll send you lots of communication. it can be a really fun experience once you get involved with an online class. Academic honesty and integrity. I think probably you also have heard this over and over and over again. But if you are not being honest, if you're using other people's work, you're not learning. Not only does that hurt other students, but it seriously hurts you, because once you get out on the job and you haven't learned all of the information that you need to learn, especially in accounting, you will lose your job. And eventually you won't be able to find another one. So learn. Take the effort and learn. Don't use somebody else's work to have that done. Late assignments. That's pretty well laid out here. If you find that you're going to be in a bind, email or use the private thread. Let's talk about it before it happens. We'll talk about it after it happens. But be assured that late work on a consistent basis will have repercussions. So get it done, be done with it, and walk away, okay? Forums, my main policy is you need to be polite and honest on the forums. You have to realize people can't see your face, they can't hear your voice, so they don't know if you're kidding or not. We also need to stay very professional on the forum. So before you hit submit, think about it. Is this something I would want my grandmother to read? Or is this something that is very professional? We're professionals now. We have kind of a two-stage setup with your discussion boards. You do the initial post, then you come back and you do two more posts or two more responses to other students. We have a rubric for that, so I will show you. The main thing is to be involved and to really have a discussion in the discussion forums. Your technology requirements, obviously, if you're looking at this, you've met those technology requirements. You need to understand how to do basic computer function operations. I did find the browser, the best one to use for this software package is Firefox. With Google, some of the windows don't pop, it opens. So if you're using Google, and you do experience some sort of difficulties, you might switch to Firefox and see if that's any better. We do offer the Office 365, and that's free, so make sure you check that out. I will require that assignments be turned in Word or in Excel, and we'll get to that in the next video. You need to have a good internet connection, but I think at the college or the university you have that. These are the expectations for netiquette, or how to respond using technology. I will expect you to have read this and understand all of it. I will also have my own list. Each lesson plan, which is really kind of nice, has a lesson checklist. We have, the accounting syllabus, and we have components that are set up. We will look and have practice exercises, discussion forums, a quiz, and a comprehensive project. And the comprehensive project is not in with the grades yet, but I believe that it will come down to, and I will send this to you, it'll be worth about 10% of the grade. So that fairly well wraps up, and there's our grading scale. You probably know that already. That takes care of the syllabus and what it looks like. Let's get back to the Get Started module. One thing that I totally missed as I was skipping down through here and getting in a hurry to get to that syllabus is, number one, there's always a link here for your textbook. We'll take you right there. And this is very important, class schedule. You need to open this. You need to print it. and you need to keep it very handy. This will tell you when everything is due. You will see week 1, all of lesson 1 is due, and you need to be reading and reviewing for lesson 2. You need to start doing that immediately, because in week 2, you're going to have 2 lessons due. Now, you'll notice the week ends on the 29th, which is a Sunday. Actually, it's probably a Saturday. But the lesson, the assignments are not due until Monday. So you've got some leeway there. And that's the same in each one of these. This is very well laid out. This is what we're going to follow for the course. There are estimated times over here. This will help you lay out your week and try to figure out how to plan it. Keep this very close. You're going to need it. Now we can go down and continue through. Here's the written question rubric, and this is the discussion board rubric. And we don't have a lot of written assignments other than I do ask that you use proper English and you use enough detail. One sentence usually is not adequate for a written assignment. And usually in each written assignment there are specific details that need to be, or requirements. This is what we're looking for a discussion board. You post early. You give comments that respond to the assigned topic carefully. Okay, make sure you stay on topic. You show that you understand the topic, and you give good examples to support it. If you say something, support what you're saying. You return often to the discussion board and respond thoughtfully to what others say. If somebody posts a response to your post, answer them. It's very disrespectful not to acknowledge that somebody has replied to a post. So follow up. And make sure you're polite and respectful to others. Now that's to get 100%. You can move down and you can see the other things. It's very, very important that you respond. It's very important that you become involved. This discussion board is your classroom in essence. So the more you talk among yourselves, the more knowledge you're going to share and the deeper your knowledge is going to become. So that's the rubrics. That's what I'll be using together. If you look at how to you learn helps, it's hard to say, guys. You'll notice there are 4 tutorials on how to use ULearn. I will expect you to go through each one of these. And if you know these 4, you're good to go for this course, because that's all you need to know for using ULearn. You have technology support down here, and you have academic support also. There's plenty of support. Best thing to do is the minute you see you're getting into trouble is to message me using the private thread here, and I will see what we can do. Some things that I do for class is I will probably create assignment templates for you to enter your answers into, and also I create videos on some of the exercises that are confusing. So I believe that wraps up. Is that everything I had down here? I think it is. I think I've covered everything. So things to remember very quickly, and I will send you this list. You must check in the first week, and you must do a substantial assignment. Use the private thread for talking with me. Be polite at all times. We're all in this together. It's a great big boat. We're going to row it together. Keep a copy of everything that you do, just in case something happens technologically wise. Number 1 here, do not panic. The first couple of weeks will probably be a bit confusing. Do not panic. We're going to get there. Late assignments, talk to me. Okay, let me know what's going on. Maybe I can help. I would suggest that everybody, when you do start your discussion boards, that you post at least by Wednesday, so everybody has a chance to respond and has somebody to respond to. Just a suggestion. And the last thing is, if you do have trouble using Google, try Firefox. I would just start with Firefox and be done with it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I've kind of enjoyed spending time with you, even though you're not there when I'm talking. I think I kind of feel closer to you. I hope I can help you. I hope you understand a little bit more about the class. Thank you very much.